So I will show you how I made the scene in Unreal to make the assets fall down, and as well as the nuke setup to make the wipes like this. So let's get started. This is the Unreal scene we've seen previously. So basically, that's just the time slider with all the meshes animated one by one. So I guess there should be a way to do it like automatically, but I just did by hand as I had like so many pieces and I wanted to make a very specific timing. It was just made a lot more sense to just make groups and then make the timing by myself. So how I made it, basically, the very first thing that you want to do is make folders for each individual piece you want to animate. Why that? Because if you want to move or scale or do anything with your actual like mesh that is falling off, you can retime based on the folder. So it means that if now I want the house to fall down as well as the mountain, I can. And if I would do this individually, it would take a million years to just move them one by one. So using a group, a folder, I'd say, it's way better and easier to just rearrange your scene. Then about how I fold things themselves, I just use the graph editor, and I just, for instance, for this one, I just animated the location, right? And I just put a value on this Z axis, and then you can see that on the EV, I can just make it below. Very basic curve stuff, right? So I always keep it in Bezier. You could put it in linear. It's up to you, just like when it's smooth. And that's it. Honestly, nothing complex. Then it's all a matter of timing and how you want to divide each individual pieces to fall in different times. So at first I had my house, then my poles, then I have my trees. So for the trees, I didn't want them to come like no, sorry, not for the grass. I didn't want it to come from the sky because it was making a lot of shadows and it was a little bit ugly. So yeah, but that's it. Honestly, there's nothing complex. It worked pretty well, but please always make sure you do this on a different level, as well as your sequence. You may want to create another sequence for this code, like for instance, you could duplicate it and code it establishing breakdown. So it's way more easier to find it, and just if you want to revert back to your main establishing work, you can, because if not, it's going to override your sequencer and you will have all of these animations like written on your main sequence. So make sure to create a new one. So this is the nuke scene, but basically what you see here is the breakdowner gizmo, which is, I think, a very good one to make breakdowns, if not the best, by Daniel Gonzalez. So the very interesting stuff that you can just put parameters on every single stuff you want. So you have the frame range, of course, and you have the breakdown frame. Basically, this is when the final breakdown will start. So you may want to have like just your, animation to load a little bit here, and then at a specific frame for the 85, the breakdown starts. So how it works basically is that you input different moment of your comp to show different layers. So personally, I love to do this like when I have like some color corrections. Like for this one, it is at first I show how I darken the road, I think. Then it's the house. Then it's the trees. It's like all layered. So you can see here I have my wipe. And that's it. You have also the wipe directions and stuff like this, but I honestly never touched that. It's only the frames per layer. I always use 6. and it's the percentage of layers. You can put more or less. I think there's a limitation of 10 maximum, but it's enough for most breakdowns.